Welcome back. You know, one of the things that makes America so unique is the entrepreneurial spirit of so many of our citizens. And in fact, 2 years ago, we told you about one of them who took a leap of faith because of his love for his father.
Since then, his little idea has grown into a big deal that may end up helping tens of thousands of us deal with the challenges of aging.
When I started, I was all in.
Down at the Industries of the Blind,
I know where every box is going.
they can see a business coming to life.
Every vendor we have, I tell them the same thing. You're shipping a box to my dad, so it needs to be right.
Scott Silknitter's dad, Roger, was an entrepreneurial spirit and a man he looked to for guidance in life. But his dad battled Parkinson's disease for nearly a quarter century and near the end had trouble with the most routine tasks.
It started with this.
So Scott built something to help him work on his motor skills, put together from the household items his dad's company made. But he kept thinking it could be more, and he came up with this sketch of a pegboard, which became his prototype.
A simple game of tic-tac-toe.
A series of games, actually, with replaceable game boards.
It's just a simple, fun activity.
He thought enough of it to quit his job and drag his family into the business, putting together the kits in and shipping them from his home in Greensboro.
$8 an hour, huh?
And he couldn't believe how it took off.
A grown woman who just sent me a simple 2-sentence email.
He went from shipping a dozen or so a month with online orders.
Thank you so much. I can play games with Daddy again.
To signing deals with the nation's biggest caregivers that requires them to make and ship nearly 2,000 a day.
In this department, we have roughly 12 individuals.
That moved the operation out of his house and into the Industries of the Blind. It was important for Scott to have everything manufactured and shipped by American workers, and these workers at the Industries of the Blind turned out to be the perfect ones for the final packaging, even if the pace isn't what you're used to seeing.
We make up for the speed with doing it correctly. It takes about 4 times as long to do something over as it does to do it right. So we focus on going a little bit slower, but making sure it's perfect when it comes through.
The items they're packing for Scott include his new products that help caregivers with the dementia that often comes with Parkinson's and aging.
Because I wanted things that people could remember.
Magnetic jigsaw puzzles showing the music today's seniors grew up with.
The '68 album, the Elvis comeback, GI Blues. So somebody could ask, what were you doing in 1968? Did you hear that song at homecoming? And it's just simple. Start that conversation. Get someone engaged. The reason I did racing,
Scott did it
because Dad was a race fan.
with a dry erase maze featuring Dale Earnhardt's famous number 3 that he brought to his father.
He didn't know who I was, but he recognized that number 3. And we sat for an hour, and he tried to get the card of the checkered flag. And he sat and told me how he used to take his kids to the races. And I just looked at him and said, I wish I could have been there.
He was in the best way he could, and is now trying to help others find a way to do the same.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not, I wasn't trained in any of this. I'm just a guy that wanted to help his dad.
Bob Buckley.
And now I just kind of look at everyone like my dad.
Fox 8 News.
Scott Silknitter's dad has since passed away, but his memory lives on in the name of his company, R.O.S. Systems, his father's initials. We put a link to the company's website on ours, myfox8.com. Just look for this story.